10 moments from last night's AFC North battle between the Browns and the Ravens. No particular order, not chronological, just our top 10 moments. So let us know if you agree. This is less than 5 to go in the third. Baker, the pass picked by Tyus Bowser, and he returns it to the 1-yard line. That would set up the J.K. Dobbins 1-yard touchdown. That's number 10, Kevin.
How about Lamar? How about the legs, too? Taking off for the touchdown. The Ravens offense in business late in the half. He was fired up, 124 yards on the ground. A Monday Night Football record for a quarterback.
Okay, fine, Lamar. I'll give you this, says Baker Mayfield. 3rd and goal, about 7 to go. Down by 6, and Baker takes off. Saw nothing. He looked for the receivers, but he said, fine, I got you. And he runs in with a sliding touchdown that gives the Browns a 35-34 lead, and he was pumped.
7th best moment, third quarter, and it's Lamar. Picked up right where he left off to end the first, and he's the fastest player on the field. And he's the best athlete among the best athletes in the world on the field at that time. 44 yards, running all over the Browns, showing off the speed. The MVP, they unleashed all that he could do.
Okay, number 6, 1st and 10, Browns, Baltimore 22, and that's Mayfield finding Kareem Hunt, who dives for the pylon and scores. No question, in my opinion, when you saw this, right? Kareem Hunt, former Chief, making a big play there for the Browns.
Okay, the 5th best play. 4th and 4, and there's Baker improvising, doing what Baker does best.
That's
and that
so
is
difficult.
Finding the open man, right? In the space, you're right. Firing that 21-yard touchdown. I know he had 4 touchdowns against the Titans in the last game. This was his best performance in the NFL.
Absolutely. Browns now for a 2-point conversion. Mayfield's pass goes through the hands of Hunt right there to Donovan Peoples-Jones for the catch. And Cleveland goes nuts. The rookie out of Michigan, hey, keep your eyes on that ball, and he pulls it in. No issue. That was clean. Browns trim the lead to 34-28.
Number 3. All right, 3's the magic number. And some people who were watching this game that were not Browns or Ravens fans had a vested interest, especially if you had the Browns getting 3 or 3.5, and you're watching this play out in the final play of the game, and you're like, oh, no, oh, no, oh, no. A 3-point game. Suddenly put your hands together and add.
Early in the season, but they had to switch, and they came out here to play. It was a tough fighting game between 2 tough teams in the LC, and we just came out with a victory.
You go into that game knowing that you're going to have to score points, but we win as a team and we lose as a team, so we just have to be better.
Not good enough. I don't care if we allow 7 points or 40 points. If they got more points than us, then we didn't do good enough.
We came here to get a victory, and we didn't. Very hard-fought game on both sides. I appreciate how the guys battled, but we just did not do enough to get a win.
It's a game that's going to go down in history, so just proud to be a part of it. I can tell you one thing, I'm inspired by it. I'm inspired by what I just saw.
There were some fun memes, by the way, with the Lamar Jackson situation, comparing him to Paul Pierce coming back in a wheelchair. Hey, it worked for the Ravens. With him off the field, not only had the Ravens seen their chances to win the game dwindle, but their playoff hopes were dwindling as well. Heading into that 4th down play, they had a 56% chance to make the postseason. When he came back, so did Baltimore's playoff hopes, because after his 44-yard touchdown pass, those chances jumped to above 80%. What a night, and what a night for 2 young quarterbacks. PTI with more on Baker and Lamar.
All right, Wilbon, who did we learn more about last night, Lamar Jackson or Baker Mayfield?
Tony, I think we were reminded of Jackson's greatness. We already knew he had it. He's an MVP, reigning, defending MVP All right, so I know he hasn't won a Super Bowl yet.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin presented here by Progressive Insurance. All of our guests, including A.J. Hawk, who has quite an interest in a couple of his old teams, the Packers and the Ohio State Buckeyes, coming up here in just 30 seconds. The changing of the guard, you woke up Monday and Kansas City and not Pittsburgh was in first place in the AFC. And you woke up on Monday and it was the Green Bay Packers and not the New Orleans Saints that are in first place in the NFC. So you got Kansas City and Green Bay. Many think they're on a collision course for Super Bowl 55. The future of the league, the present of the league, and Patrick Mahomes versus a guy that's going to leave an incredible legacy in Aaron Rodgers. Both guys looking for Super Bowl championship number 2, and both in some way, whatever order you want, going 1-2 in the MVP race. And for more on that, let's bring in A.J. Hawk. He's a BCS national champion, a Super Bowl champion, a 2-time All-American at Ohio State. Is that all he did? His player resume brought to you by Indeed. Hiring you need Indeed. Learn more at Indeed.com/credit. AJ, that's Jay Will giving you a shout out. Let's start here. Let's start with the NFL. We'll get to Ohio State in a moment because I know Jay Will is rare to talk about his Buckeyes with you. But first things first, you've watched Aaron Rodgers' entire career. Is the way he's playing right now, is this the best football we have seen from Aaron Rodgers?
Wow, that's a great question. I mean, we've seen him do so many special things over the years, and I got to see it firsthand for so long. But yeah, I mean, I'd be hard pressed to point to a time in his career where I could say, oh yeah, he was far and away playing better then than he is right now. Like, I feel like this year he's found a way to kind of put it all together, like physically, mentally. Like you watch him play, he just looks like he's having so much fun. It looks like it's easy for him, which is something that he's been able to do his whole career. And you mentioned he and Patrick Mahomes, standing up top, fighting for that MVP race. I tell you what, it just got me thinking. Like, State Farm is not too upset. State Farm has both them and their campaigns running commercials all over the place. Like, those guys, that was money well spent to get those two guys.
How confident are you that the Packers can make a serious, and I mean serious, Super Bowl run?
I'm very, very confident in what their offense is able to do, and mainly because of what Aaron can do. And Devontae Adams is one of the most, for some reason, like under the radar, unbelievable superstars out there in the league. I think he's finally starting to get a little pub of what he deserves, but he is so good, and he's so good for the team and such a good leader. But I'm super confident in their offense. Their defense, most of the times I'm very confident, but what worries me is what happened last year in the NFC Championship game when the Niners were able to kind of run all over them. I just hope something like that doesn't happen again, to where their defense can kind of get exposed when it really matters.
Will it take for them to have the number 1 seed to get one of these Tampa Bays, one of these New Orleans, the Rams, Seattle, to that minus degree temperature in Lambeau for them to advance to Tampa Bay for the Super Bowl?
I mean, it definitely can't hurt. I think we know that they can play well in cold weather, and some teams handle it better than others, depending on who comes in. I mean, there's so much just up in the air. I feel like in the AFC and NFC this year, what are the Saints going to be? When does Drew Brees come back? Are the Rams all right? Are they legit? Like, they're up and down, their consistency, but they look pretty good right now. And Tampa Bay with Tom Brady, I don't know exactly who they are. I know they got a win last week, but it's just it's such a unique year. I have a hard time predicting anything when I'm trying to pick, like, who may win this game? I don't know. Like, you never know what's going to happen. Patriots go out and win, 45-0 a couple weeks ago? Like, I could have never guessed that.
AJ, what's the one thing that could derail the Packers' chance to win the Super Bowl?
Well, first off, you got to make sure you find a way to keep Aaron upright and keep him healthy. That's the biggest thing. I think you need him in the lineup, and guys like Devontae and the running backs and the offensive line has done a good job too. But I think a team that could come in and be fairly balanced and have success